in EXT space. Tao voice over the multiverse games. Most people don't understand that there is a difference between video games and computer games. I was the hero of the PC game Ninja Battles and Ninja Battles 2. But there is another computer game so widely popular that it was actually given its own video game adaptation during its 7th game. Although it does sadden me the heroes of that Ninja Blood Wars are going to be killed off in this game, I do think that there will be justice. I do think that there will be a Ninja Blood Wars 8. Show Game World's title. EXT Wukong's Nightmare Ninja Blood Wars 7 4 years ago day. The heroes of Ninja Blood Wars have begun their epic face-off against the villain of Ninja Blood Wars known as the Horned King. Mingli, it's over. You may have christened yourself the Horned King, but we have already analyzed all of your tricks from our last 6 battles. You can't escape. Longli, Mingli's right. Horned King, you have no chance of escaping this time. Lidju and I agree with my husband and Mingli. We've already taken out all of your forces. Zihao, you do know that it's hopeless. Who and we win? Wukong, give it up, Horned King. This may be my first mission, but even I know that you're going to lose. We're going to finally kill you. Horned King, believe as you wish, but I still have one more trick up my sleeve. The Horned King's horn begins to shine, his embody marking turn white. Alternate versions the Horned King appear. Longwei, you may have spawned clones of all of your weaker forms, but we will still end your life, even if we're outnumbered. No matter what, your reign is still coming to an end. Horned King, that's where you're wrong, Longwei. You and your team are indeed strong, but look at you. You're completely outnumbered. Even if you take me and all of my clones on in a one-on-one, it will still be 1 against 2. That is until the first of you dies. Lidju and I've heard enough, let's dance. The heroes of Ninja Blood Wars fight the Horned King and his clones. Wukong pulls out a kunai knife. The heroes of Ninja Blood Wars are fighting the Horned King and his clones. As Wukong sneaks up behind the strongest gold version of the Horned King, Wukong jumps into the air ready to murder the strongest gold Horned King clone. But the strongest gold version of the Horned King quickly turns around and grabs Wukong in mid-air, holding him with his right hand wrapped around Wukong's neck. Wukong work. Horned King, Longwei, Lidju, it seems that your son tried to take me on all by himself. It is truly ironic that allowing him to be part of your team will be the thing to end his short life. Perhaps, if he wasn't here and could escape, he would be able to return here someday and avenge you, but thanks to your sloppy parenting skills, that isn't going to happen. Mingli thinking, don't be so sure about that, you rotten trash bag. Mingli attacks the strongest gold Horned King clone from behind. Mingli then grabs Wukong and runs. Horned King, this ends now. It's time for my newest special attack. The ultimate horned ray of destruction. All of the horns on the Horned King clones begin to glow. Mingli to Wukong, I stole the warp talisman from Zihao. And I'm not going to sugarcoat the truth. Your mother and father, Han, Zihao and myself are all going to die here and now, but you may be only 2 years old, but you still can live on. So go, train, and one day come back and avenge us. May the Horned King eat those words. Mingli puts the warp talisman in Wukong's little hands. All of the Horned King clones' fire energy beams out of their horns that form into a massive ball of energy. Mingli dashes over to a nearby lake and throws Wukong into an empty wooden rowboat that was already deep in the lake. Horned King descends now, ultimate horned ray of destruction. Wukong scared, but I don't know where to go. Who will teach me how to fight? Outside the grown-ups in my team, who else is there? Who? And I know who there still is one possible teacher for you, Wukong. His name is Tao. The massive ball of energy turns into a giant laser beam that fires down. Mingli tinkanim ziletsu afrawarahi tusilist etnoidipal at Wukong atpum eruimus modnornoitical erhuniatipal at hiruli revan etical horned king. The war talisman begins to glow. A massive flash of light accuses. Fade in. INT Dragon Fantasy 50's house Wukong's room day. Wukong screaming og. 50 enters. 50 Wukong. What is going on? Wukong, it's nothing 50, I was just having another nightmare. 50 Oh Wukong, nightmares are not real. They are just the sleepy time manifestations of the monsters that you are afraid of. Now I will be in the kitchen preparing breakfast. Now why don't you brush your teeth? Wukong, oh sure on it 50. INT Dragon Fantasy 50's house bathroom day. Wukong starts to brush his teeth. Wukong thinking that was the fourth nightmare I've had since they began. They say that dreams are when your subconscious is trying to tell you something, and now I'm certain what these nightmares are trying to tell me. Wukong picks up a glass of water, gargles and spits out the toothpaste and water in the bathroom sink. 50 from the kitchen. Wukong, breakfast is ready. INT Dragon Fantasy 50's house bathroom day. Wukong and 50 are eating breakfast. 50 Wukong, when you're finished with your breakfast we will be going to Cherry Fall Castle to meet up with Joe, Duke Rex, Samsy and Princess Cherry Apple herself for our latest squeal, Dragon Fantasy 5. Wukong sarcastically, oh another Dragon Fantasy squeal where we'll be staying at another inn and fighting, killing all of King Black and Sword's soldiers and generals, but we won't kill him. I can't wait. 50 I know. Wukong, hey 50, this is supposed to be breakfast but I've eaten far more than you have and this is a good day. A day where you don't try to stuff me like a Thanksgiving turkey. 50 I know you are angry about not watching whatever it is. Well, I cannot really eat that much. A beldame such as myself has to watch her figure and keep her waist tight. EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 outside Cherry Fall Castle left side day. 50 quickly pulls Princess Cherry Apple and Samsy Cherjet aside. 50, before we begin our next quest may I speak to the two of you in private for a little while? 50, Princess Cherry Apple and Samsy walk into Cherry Fall Castle. Wukong thinking 4 years, it's been 4 years since that bastard murdered my parents, the man who saved by sending me here and the rest of the Ninja Blood Wars heroes. I can't deny that the nightmares mean that I've been wasting my life in a video game, when I should have been training so that I can go back to my world and rip the Horned King's lounges right out of his chest, for that monster has done. Wukong encounters Rex Saber. Rex Saber, Wukong, are you prepared for our next sequel? Wukong, should there even be a sequel? Rex Saber, why of course there should be a sequel. Wait. Do you want to end the series so you can get a spin-off? Wukong, no, I was just thinking, if King Black and Sword is literally that much of a threat to the world, then why don't we just end his reign of terror once and for all? Kill him and his generals, so that they can never harm anyone again. Rex Saber, well, that's just the thing, killing the evil King Black and Sword as well. Eric system malfunction, virus alert, activating virus protection software. Requirements: shut down and wait for virus protection software to delete all Trojans. Rex Saber drops face first to the ground. Wukong, thinking he always pulls this when I ask that question. But this will give me a chance to screw with him. Wukong to Rex Saber. Rex caught another virus, and we all know that he's completely unconscious and won't respond. If I were to take 2 fistfuls of fire ants and sprinkle the first all over his back and shove the second down his pants. Rex Saber, thinking I hate kids. Wukong walks away. Cut to EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 outside Cherry Fall Castle, right side day. Wukong enters. Wukong, hello Duke. Duke dashing startled Wukong. I did not see you there, my friend. Wukong, yeah, we need to talk about video game ethics. Duke dashing, sure, that is no problem at all, old friend. What questions do you want to ask? Cut to INT Dragon Fantasy 5 Cherry Fall Castle Day. Fifi Samsy, I do believe that you should stop bringing Wukong along whenever you take your little trips to the mall. Samsy, what's so bad about the mall? Fifi, Wukong has been having these nightmares, and I think it's because he saw one of those slasher horror movies. Did you by any chance let him watch one, did you? Samsy lying, no. Maybe it was Little Miss Classic over there. Samsy points to Princess Cherry Apple. Princess Cherry Apple, I would never let Wukong watch anything scary whenever I have custody of the boy. I just play this little piggy with him, read him story, and set him up on dates with princesses from other video games. That not a little, how you say, inappropriate. Princess Cherry Apple, it's never too late, settle down. Fifi, yeah, and why would any man like settle for a woman when he like totally have an entire harem? Also, I never took him to see any scary movies. Cut to EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 outside Cherry Fall Castle Day. Wukong walks up to Joe Buster. Wukong, one question, is killing King Black and Sword right or wrong? Joe Buster, well, I'm killing King Black and Sword. Well, killing is bad, so that may be right, it may not be right, but the truth is, Princess Cherry Apple, attention everyone, we're already Samsy, Fifi, and I just had to have a little girl talk, so shall we begin our next game? Joe Buster, more than ready. Duke dashing, Joe took the words straight out of my mouth. Rex Saber, it's about time for the release of Dragon Fantasy 5. Samsy, yeah, like we should like totally get this party started. Like squeal everybody. Joe Buster thinking, well, it's about time. If they hadn't finished their little girl talk, there may not be a Dragon Fantasy 6. EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 Dirt Road in between 2 fields day. Wukong and the Dragon Fantasy protagonists are walking. Show an image of the Horned King in the background. Wukong thinking, okay, it's obviously time that I told these video game adventurers here that I'm not like them. I'm not a video game character, I'm a computer game character, and more importantly, there's someone that I need to kill. Wukong, hey, listen everybody, if I could have everybody's attention for just a couple of minutes, possibly even an hour, there's something I need to say. Princess Cherry Apple thinking, oh. This is Wukong is finally going to admit that he wants to live with me at Cherry Fall Castle full-time and not live under the poor French-made commoner with even poorer nurturing skills. Any child that she tried to mother on her own would grow up to be a rotten street punk. Samzy thinking, oh, this like so totally cute. Wukong wants to live with me full-time and like totally stay away from that stuck-up out-of-style princess and that uptight old maid. Fifth thinking, oh, finally Wukong has finally that I naturally show more love, affection and overcare far more about his well-being and future. Wukong, well, the truth is. 6 of King Black and Sword's troops attack. Head soldier, stop right there. Thou art the king's sworn enemies, prepare to be vanquished. Joe Buster, finally it's about time for some action. Rex Saber, I hear ya burrow. The Dragon Fantasy protagonists attack all 6 of King Black and Sword's troops. Duke Dashing begins fencing with Imperial Soldier number 1. Imperial Soldier number 1, you are a fool, you will never stop King Black and Sword. Duke Dashing, ah, but you forget my companions are the heroes, we always win. Imperial Soldier number 1, as long as King Black and Sword lives, thy efforts will forever be in vain. Rex Saber charges directly at Imperial Soldier number 3. Rex Saber slams directly into Imperial Soldier number 3, sending him falling straight to the ground. Imperial Soldier number 4 swings his sword at Rex Saber. Rex Saber blocks it with his laser sword. Rex Saber pinches Imperial Soldier 4 right in the stomach, rendering him unconscious. Imperial Soldier number 2 confronts Joe Buster. Imperial Soldier number 2, that be no sword, that be a guillotine blade thou could never even lift, if let alone slay me with it. Joe Buster, why don't we let the fight decide that one? Imperial Soldier number 5 confronts both Princess Cherry Apple and Samzy. Princess Cherry Apple pulls out a magic wand. Princess Cherry Apple, thy king shall never rule over my domain. Princess Cherry Apple waves the magic wand, paralyzing Imperial Soldier number 5. Samzy, it's like totally sword time. Samzy makes a sword appear out of thin air. Wukong jumps in out of nowhere and drop kicks Imperial Soldier 5 directly in the head, rendering him unconscious. Wukong, it's done, I killed him. Wukong thinking it's a good thing that they're stupid. Duke Dashing knocks the sword out Imperial Soldier number 1's hands. Duke Dashing, we have had quite a battle. Minion of my sworn enemy, but now your end had come. Imperial Soldier number 2 ducks behind the tree to avoid Joe Buster's attack. Joe Buster aims his cannon arm and fires an energy blast in an attempt to flush Imperial Soldier number 2 out. Joe Buster, come on out and face me like a man. No wonder King Black and Sword is such a freaking loser with underlings like you, he'll have no chance of beating any of us. Joe Buster fires another energy blast in an attempt to flush Imperial Soldier number 2 out. Joe Buster, come on, hey, if you come out now I promise that I'll make your death quick and painless. Joe Buster fires a third energy blast in an attempt to flush Imperial Soldier number 2 out. Joe Buster, come out, wherever you are. Joe Buster fires a fourth energy blast in an attempt to flush Imperial Soldier number 2 out. Cut to EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 Dirt Road in between 2 fields, bush day. Wukong is hiding in the bushes. Angle on Wukong hiding within the bush. Wukong thinking, okay, I've got 3 rocks, If I can nail to the last 3 of King Black and Sword's flunkies hard enough to knock them up, then the psychopaths that I'm forced to be around won't kill them. Imperial soldier, 2 ducks behind the tree to avoid Joe Buster's attack. Joe Buster aims his cannon arm and fires an energy blast in an attempt to flush Imperial soldier number 2 out. Joe Buster, come on out and face me like a man. No wonder King Black and Sword is such a freaking loser with underlings like you. He'll have no chance of beating any of us. Joe Buster fires one final energy blast, hitting the tree that Imperial soldier number 2 was hiding behind. The impact of the energy blast sent Imperial soldier 2 falling to the ground. Joe Buster, time to end this. Angle on Imperial soldier number 2. Imperial soldier number 2 is terrified. Wukong thinking, I hope that I can make all 3 hits. Wukong throws one of the 3 rocks at Imperial soldier number 2. Joe Buster aims his cannon arm at Imperial soldier number 2, more than ready to make the unjust kill. When the rock that Wukong throw hit Imperial soldier number 2 right in the head, knocking him out. Wukong thinking, yes, 1 down, 2 to go. Imperial soldier number 1 is sitting up on the ground waiting for Duke Dashing to end his life. Wukong throws his 2nd rock as hard as he can without being seen in the bushes. The rock hits Imperial soldier number 1 right in the head. Duke Dashing, what is this? Duke Dashing inspects the bush that the rock flew out of, only to find no one hiding inside the bush. Rex Saber, it's not over, we've still got the head soldier. Show the head soldier standing on a hill terrified. Angle on Imperial soldier number 2. As the Dragon Fantasy protagonists are slowly approaching the hill, Wukong watches, hidden by the leaves on a branch of a nearby tree. Wukong thinking, okay, showtime. Wukong jumps out of the tree. Wukong screaming, Darius, come. Kicks the head soldier right in the face. Wukong then hits the head soldier in the face with the last rock that he has over and over again, until the head soldier loses consciousness. Wukong to Samsi, hey Samsi, can you make a rope out of thin air? Samsi to Wukong, like sure I can, like totally make a rope out of thin air. What kind of genie couldn't do that? Wukong pointing to the nearest tree, can you make it long enough for me to tie all 6 of King Black and Sword soldiers to that tree? Joe Buster, hey Wukong, why do you want to tie those guys to a tree anyway? We already killed them. Wukong, well, when King Black and Sword sends more troops, this will send a really chilling message to him. Joe Buster, hey, I like that idea. Duke Dashing, I agree with Joe, that is not a bad idea. Rex Saber, yet I'm with them, I like that taunt. Wukong goes to gather King Black and Sword's unconscious troops. Wukong thinking, good, my latest plan worked. The protagonists of Dragon Fantasy would literally kill me if they knew that I've been saving the lives of as many of King Black and Sword's troops, soldiers and or other flunkies as humanly possible. It's not as if I like them or anything, they're bad people and they deserve jail time. They don't deserve to be murdered by the group of psychopaths that I've been condemned to spend time with for the last 4 years. A very long rope appear out of thin air. Samsi to Wukong, Wukong, this rope is like totally ready. You cute little sweetie pie. Wukong thinking, cute little sweetie pie, my ass. I'd love to hear her say that after I've told the 6 of them what I really am. Wukong to Samsi, while dragging the unconscious bodies coming, Samsi. I've just got to drag these bodies over here. Samsi hands Wukong the rope. Wukong ties King Blackensword's unconscious troops to the tree that he was hiding in. Video. Wukong, was there something that you wanted to share with us? Wukong, well, actually there's, you see, the truth is, Duke dashing, excuse me Wukong, but there is a town up ahead that is neutral up ahead. Perhaps you should tell us this truth there. Show a picket sign in the ground. Sign reads neutral town and an arrow pointing up. Wukong, I completely agree with you, Duke. I'll shut up for now and tell you the rest later. Wukong, thinking, honestly, I'm glad that Duke mentioned that. This way I have some time to make a plan if something goes wrong, and by that I mean if tell them the truth about me and the protagonists of the video game Dragon Fantasy don't like what they hear. Wukong and the Dragon Fantasy protagonists exit. Fade out. Cut to EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 Neutral Town Square Day. Wukong, I was thinking about a question that I've asked all of you in private, but now that we're all here it can finally be a question I can ask and none of you can back out of trying to answer it. Princess Cherry Apple, oh, and what is this big question possibly be? Wukong, well, we've been fighting King Blackensword, his generals and his flunkies for the past 4 years now. And the 6 of you are willing to kill all of King Blackensword's underlings, most of his generals. We even fought King Blackensword himself when he appears as the final boss at the end of every Dragon Fantasy game. So my question is, if King Blackensword is such a threat to the world, then how come we never killed him at the end of any of our games? I mean, come on you, if King Blackensword is really as big of a threat as all of you have made him out to be, then I don't see any reason as to why we should let him live at the end of this game. Joe Buster, that's manslaughter, which is illegal. Wukong to Joe Buster, but when King Blackensword sends his troops at us, you never hesitation to slaughtering them. In fact, I'm pretty sure you enjoy it. Duke dashing as the diviner swashbuckling style gentleman that I just don't have it in me to take the life of another. Wukong to Duke dashing, you weren't saying that back in Dragon Fantasy 4 when Joe here challenged to and Rex to see who out of the 3 of you could kill the most of King Blackensword's underlings. Rex Saber, King Blackensword is my father, I can't murder my own father. Wukong to Rex Saber, seriously? He tried to kill you when you tried to usurp him, that's why you're a 40% machine. Why in the world could you not want him dead? Samsi, yet and manslaughter is like so uncool. Princess Cherry Apple, I do agree with you, Samsi. Wukong, neither of you were saying that 10 minutes ago. Wukong pointing Princess Cherry Apple, when you use your magic to paralyze one of King Blackensword's underlings. Wukong pointing at Samsi, while you were using your magic to pull a sword out of thin air to cut him up. Wukong, so Fifa, do you have anything to add, since I just tore through those 5? Fifi doesn't say anything. Wukong, I didn't think so. Wukong walks off. Princess Cherry Apple, a little frightened. Wukong. Wukong, I just need some time to clear my head. Without any of you butchers around me. Duke dashing, I do believe that we should let the boy go and clear his head. Joe Buster, I'm with you, Duke. All the kid needs is to see how cool being a video game hero is, and he'll come back. And they will be able to continue with Dragon Fantasy 5. Cut to EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 Neutral Town City's Retreat Stay. Wukong thinking, okay, it's more than obvious that I need obvious that have to tell those egotists the truth. But not only that, it's going to be 6 against 1, so I'm definitely going to need a contingency plan. It's a good thing that's been getting money over the years. Cut to EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 Neutral Town Shop Day. Wukong to shopkeep, I need to buy camcorders and a VHS tape to go with it. Money's no problem. Fade out. Cut to INT Dragon Fantasy 5 Neutral Town in the next day. The Dragon Fantasy protagonists wake up just to notice that Wukong is not in the room. Vivi scared. Where is Wukong? Do you know what we would lose if anything were to happen to him? Princess Cherry Apple scared. A possible heir to my kingdom. Samsy scared like a possible master. Joe Buster, he's probably fine, maybe he just wanted some private time in the hot tub. You three give him so much attention that it's only natural that he would need some time to himself. Rex Saber, I just hacked a few satellites that hooked up with a bunch of some of other satellites, most of which are located in other video games, and I've located him. Wukong is currently downstairs, talking to the innkeeper. Joe Buster, see the kids fine, you three worry for nothing. Rex Saber, wait, there's more. Some reason a number of the solders that guard this place. They're talking to Wukong. He's giving a VHS tape for some reason. They're Wukong's leading them up upstairs. Hey, does any of you have any reason as to why he's bringing the local authorities here to the upstairs of the inn? Wukong and the Neutral Town soldiers bust into the upstairs of the inn. Neutral Town Soliger, Joe Buster, Princess Cherry Apple, Duke Dashing, Fifi Azalai, Rex Cyber, and Sammy Turjak. As the authorities of one of the many neutral towns in Dragon Fantasy, my comrades and I hereby place the 6 of you under arrest. Princess Cherry Apple screaming in anger, on what charges? Solid theft, you spoiled brat. Duke Dashing, I'm afraid that you cannot arrest us, amigo, as you have no proof. Neutral Town Solider, well, for one, there's an open treasure chest at the end of the room, and there's videotape your little friend gave us. He said that he filmed you opening the chest and taking the contents in secret. But we can discuss it all during your trial. Joe Buster, pissed off, Wukong, you little bastard. Show the empty treasure chest that had obviously been broken into. Angle on the treasure chest. Wukong to the Neutral Town soldiers, that's our you. The Dragon Fantasy protagonists attack Wukong and the Neutral Town soldiers. Wukong and Joe Buster charge at each other. Joe Buster, pissed off, I'm gonna kill you. Wukong, not on your life. Joe Buster is about to slice Wukong in half with that massive guillotine sword of his. Wukong slides on the floor, dodging the attack by sliding through the space in between Joe Buster's legs. Wukong, what can I say? Sometimes it pays to be small. Wukong makes a dash for one of the beds, as the Neutral Town soldiers are struggling against the Dragon Fantasy protagonists. Wukong pulls a tote bag from underneath one of the beds. Wukong gets up to see Princess Cherry Apple and Samsy Turjak standing right in front of him. Princess Cherry Apple, Wukong, do not make us do this. Samsy, yeah, we totally don't want to hurt you. Wukong, too bad. Because I want to hurt you, I've wanted to hurt all 6 of you for a long time. Wukong jumps into the air and headbutts Samsy right in the chest. Wukong, you're evil. Wukong kicks Samsy directly in the stomach. As Samsy falls to the ground, Wukong kicks her unconscious body, sending him flying directly backwards. Princess Cherry Apple pulls out her magic wand. Princess Cherry Apple to Wukong, I'm not evil, I am. Wukong to Princess Cherry Apple, the daughter of a tyrant. Wukong headbutts Princess Cherry Apple right in the nose, knocking her out. Both Samzy and Princess Cherry Apple fall to the floor in an unconscious state. The neutral town soldiers bring Fifi down and handcuff her. Wukong confronts Rex Sibber face to face. Wukong and Rex Sibber charge at each other. Rex Sibber, traitor. Wukong, I could say the same thing to you. Wukong pulls a rusty old doorknob out of the tote bag and holds it behind his back. Wukong to Rex Sibber, after all, you are the son of King Blackensword. You're more likely to commit treason than I am. Wukong throws the rusty old doorknob directly at Rex Sibber's head. Rex Sibber to Wukong, is that the best you can do, Wukong? Rex Sibber notices Wukong sliding through the space in between his legs. Rex Sibber, Wukong, you know that you can't beat. Wukong is attacking by drilling into Rex Sibber's head with a blowtorch. Rex Sibber throws a punch at Wukong. Wukong lets go of Rex Sibber. Wukong lands on the floor and Rex Sibber accidentally punches himself on the head. Rex Sibber begins to malfunction. Wukong to the neutral town soldiers, restrain and arrest the cyborg. I'll handle the other two. Neutral town soldier to Wukong, no way, you're just a kid. Wukong to the neutral town soldiers, and that malfunctioning cyborg is the biggest threat to your town, on all accounts the strongest for among the 6 of them. Joe Buster Watt. Duke Dashing Cuddy. The neutral town soldiers go to restrain Rex Sibber. Joe Buster and Duke Dashing try to stop them, but Wukong interferes. All of the neutral town soldiers jump onto Rex Sibber in an attempt to restrain him. Wukong confronts Joe Buster and Duke Dashing. Wukong, you two have always been competing against each other to see who's better. I guess whichever one of you can kill me will be the winner of the compaction. Joe Buster screaming in anger, and that I'll be me. Wukong runs to one of the beds and jumps onto it. Wukong bounces off of the bed and into the air. Joe Buster and Duke Dashing stand there prepared to fight. Wukong bounces off of the ceiling and slams into Duke Dashing at full force. Joe Buster and Duke Dashing stand there prepared to fight. Wukong bounces off of Duke Dashing, sending himself flying towards Joe Buster at full force, knocking Duke Dashing out cold. Duke Dashing falls to the floor unconscious. Joe Buster, pissed off, while yelling at Wukong, I've got you now. Wukong screaming, not on your life, butcher. Wukong kicks Joe Buster right in the face mid-air. Joe Buster falls to the ground. Wukong lands on his feet. Wukong to Joe Buster, anything else you wanna say before you're stayed in prison, you good for nothing thief? Joe Buster to Wukong, while panting, yet actually there is. Joe Buster aims his cybernetic arm at Wukong. Joe Buster, pissed off, while yelling at Wukong, die you worthless backstabbing little son of a bitch. Joe Buster fires a giant energy ball at Wukong. Wukong makes an attempt to dodge the giant energy ball. Suddenly remembered that the neutral town soldiers and the dragon fantasy protagonists are also in the room. Angle on Wukong. Wukong screaming, everyone get out of the way. EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 neutral town right in front of the inn day. The giant energy ball makes a giant hole in the northeast wall of the inn. Dragon Fantasy 5 Neutral Town in Day. A giant smoke cloud covers the room. Joe Buster panting, huff, I did it, I killed both those glitches soldiers and that rouge little SOB Wukong. Joe Buster thinking, I really hope Princess Cherry Apple, Samsy, and Fifi aren't going to give me hell over this. The kids were so attached to the kids. Ever since the first installment in our franchise, it's not my fault he went all. What the hell was I supposed to do? The giant smoke cloud clears, revealing that only half of the neutral town soldiers had died in the blast. Wukong to Joe Buster, I'm sorry Joe, but who did you say you killed again? Wukong charges at Joe Buster. Joe Buster yelling at Wukong, while pissed off, no you weren't supposed to live, I set my arm blaster at maximum power. You were supposed to die along with all of those solders. Wukong to Joe Buster, Joe you forget I know you, I spent the last 4 years of my life around you and I know your limitations. You weren't lying when you said that you fired a maximum power energy ball at me. So I can be 100% certain that your cannon arm is running on empty. Wukong pulls a knife out of the tote bag. Wukong jumps onto a bed and bounces into the air. Wukong drop kicks Joe Buster right in the chest, sending him falling to the floor. Wukong uses the knife to stab Joe Buster's human arm. Wukong to Joe Buster, oh, and since you're running on empty you could just slice me in two with the guillotine sword of yours. Too bad, for I can't let that happen. Wukong uses the knife to stab Joe Buster's human arm 2 more times, stabbing harder and harder each time. Wukong stands up and kicks Joe Buster in the face. Joe Buster thinking this little son of a bitch hasn't won yet, not by a long shot. My human arm isn't that damaged and my cybernetic arm may be out of power, but that doesn't mean that I can't use it to bash his little skull to Kingdom Come. Wukong jumps off Joe Buster and into the air. Joe Buster thinking, now's my chance. All I have to do is wait until that rotten little traitor is reachable and then. Wukong lands on Joe Buster's wrist, smashing it. Joe Buster ruined. Wukong, face it Joe, you're going to prison for what you've done. Now I suggest that you take it like a man. Wukong drop kicks Joe Buster right in the chest, sending him falling to the floor. Wukong uses the knife to stab Joe Buster's human arm. Wukong bounces, jumps air. Wukong drop kicks Joe Buster right in the chest, sending him falling to the floor. Wukong uses the knife to stab Joe Buster's human arm. Rex Saber screaming, Wukong, when I get my hands on you, you little bastard, I'm gonna tear your legs off and cram them up your ass. Rex Saber gets up, as most of the neutral town soldiers that were restraining him were killed by Joe Buster's maximum power energy ball. Rex Saber charges directly at Wukong. Rex Saber throws a punch at Wukong. Wukong runs up to Rex Saber and hits him over the head with the tote bag. Rex Saber to Wukong, oh what's the matter you little prick, that all you got? Wukong, don't count me out just yet. Rex Saber throws another punch at Wukong. Wukong slices through the first of Rex Saber's 2 power cords. Rex Saber who turned off the lights. Wukong, I'm going to kill you. Start showing the fight through Rex Saber's point of view. Show Wukong about to stab Rex Saber in the stomach with the knife. Rex Saber, you're dead for real this time, you little SOB. Show everything turning to static and then cutting to black. Rex Saber screaming, no. stop showing the fight through Rex Sibber's point of view. Wukong stabs Rex Sibber in the stomach. Rex Sibber org. Wukong to Rex Sibber, what's the matter, Rex? I thought you were going to kill me? Rex Sibber, you think you've won this fight, you little douchebag, but once my optic system reboots, I'm gonna shove the boot up your little ass. Wukong, oh, by all means bring it on. You have no idea how much I look forward to humiliating you. Rex Sibber, feel free to try, but before I kill you, just answer me one thing. Why, Wukong, why betray us like this? After everything that we did for you, why go and backstab us? Wukong, okay, fine. Since this might be the last installment in the Dragon Fantasy franchise, I'll give you the reason for my betrayal. The reason that I stabbed you all in the back is because I'm not like any of you. Show image, the Dragon Fantasy protagonists finding Wukong as a baby in the wooden rowboat that Mingli threw him in before teleporting him out of Ninja Blood Wars 7 and into Dragon Fantasy 1. Rex Sibber, that's a lie and you know it. Show image, the Dragon Fantasy protagonists forming their party group of adventurers after finding Wukong in the first installment in the Dragon Fantasy franchise. Rex Sibber, I don't expect you to have any memories that go past Dragon Fantasy 3, but the truth is that Wukong, you don't know anything about me. I hope that little built-in spy camera of yours is on Rex. Rex Sibber, oh, don't worry, it is. Wukong screaming at Rex Sibber in anger, the truth, the real reason that I betrayed the six of you, why I always question the moral and ethical standards of each and every one of you, and the reason why I'm quitting the party, it's because I'm not a video game character. I'm a computer game character. Do you even know why I was even in that rowboat unconscious to begin with? Did any of you even wonder where I came from or even bother to ask? Well, before I kick your ass and send you all to prison, let me tell you. Show image, the protagonists of Ninja Blood Wars 7 fighting the Horned King. Wukong, I was never intended to be in Dragon Fantasy. I was born in the legendary Ninja Blood Wars franchise. Show an image of the heroes of Ninja Blood Wars franchise. Wukong screaming at Rex Sibber in anger, my life was good. I spent the first 2 years of my life with my parents Long Li and Lijuan Kong. Not only that, I also knew their team, the beautiful Huan, the Ziheoan man who was stronger than 2 oxes combined, and the genius ninja straightest Mingli, the man who saved my life and the only reason that I'm even still alive. If not for him, you self-absorbed criminals would have never even found me in the first place. Rex Sibber, then, why are you here? Wukong, I thought you'd never ask. Do you know how Ninja Blood Wars 7 ended? Well, let me enlighten you. Show an image of the Horned King about to use his ultimate horned ray of destruction. Wukong, the computer game Ninja Blood Wars 7 had an ending where most of the protagonists were killed in a final showdown with the villain of the series, the Horned King. But in a twist ending, the team's straightest Mingli gave me the warp talisman, threw me into a rowboat and teleported me into Dragon Fantasy. He didn't know that I'd end up here before he died, but he did ask me to do the right thing and come back to the world of Ninja Blood Wars to avenge them. Show an image of Mingli activating the warp talisman. Wukong to Rex Sibber, so that someone would put an end to the Horned King's reign of terror. Players worldwide voted it as the #1 game ending that depressed them but also provided them with hope. Show an image of the Horned King. Rex Sibber, that's provided you can get past me. Wukong, I can and I will. Wukong and Rex Saber charge at each other. Rex Saber throws a punch at Wukong. Wukong slides in between Rex Saber's legs. Wukong attacks Rex Saber once again by drilling into head with a blowtorch. A number of the neutral town soldiers wake up and Wukong notices it. Neutral town soldier, what the hell happened? Last thing I remember. Wukong to the neutral town soldiers, hey, this won't make sense now, but strike this guy on the head as soon as possible. Wukong continues to attack Rex Saber once again by drilling into head with a blowtorch. A number of the neutral town soldiers pick up metal objects and prepare to attack Rex Saber. Wukong and the neutral town soldiers render unconscious Rex Saber in the head with metal objects simultaneously. Rex Saber lands on the floor unconscious. Wukong to the neutral town soldiers, make sure that all 6 of them get a fair trial. You can have the video as evidence, but I can't be in the courtroom. I have to leave as soon as possible. Neutral town soldier, you're a kid, we can't just let you leave. Where are your parents? We can call them to come to pick you up. Wukong, my parents are dead. Neutral town soldier, do you have an aunt and uncle, older brother or sister, any other legal guardian? Wukong, come on, think. There's a whole lot riding on this. Wukong, actually, I kind of do. Vivi set up some kind of foster care in case anything ever happened to her. Vivi's house in an arcade village. Just take there and I promise that I will go straight to my new foster parents. Neutral town soldier, do you need this to explain the situation to your foster parents when we get to arcade village? No, it's best that I tell them about Fifi and the rest of the party's little fall from grace. Neutral town soldier, okay, and since you did help us out, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. Fade in. Dragon Fantasy Arcade Village Day. Neutral town soldier, you said that the maid that was with you had assigned foster parents to take care of you just in case anything happened to her while we're coming here, and after seeing how well you handled yourself back at the inn, I'm certain that you won't have any trouble getting back to your foster parents' house. Wukong to the neutral town soldiers, don't worry, I know where they'll live, you just have to drop me off and I promise that I will go straight to them. Oh, one more thing before you go. Wukong hands the neutral town soldier a VHS tape. Wukong to the neutral town soldiers, in the event that there's a trial, this tape contains everything you would need to put them away for a while. The neutral town soldier exits. Fade in. Dragon Fantasy, Fifi's house, living room, day. Wukong thinking, okay, now I have to find the warp talisman. Good thing I hid it in the one place that Fifi would never find it. Wukong opens the drawer on Fifi's TV stand, reaches around a bit through a bunch of random objects that Fifi never got around to using, and pulls out the warp talisman. Wukong nikna namslat tropiat nes Wukong imatama dlrawet fo emigrat muxrad albajnan dlraineo dinikaut on the Lord Knock Horned King. The warp talisman begins to glow. Wukong is instantly teleported to the world where Ninja Blood Wars takes place. Fade out. Cut to EXT Ninja Blood Wars 8 Random Town Day. Wukong thinking, okay, focus, try to remember what before Huan said Mingli saved my life before my day and the rest of my parents' team was slaughtered by that bastard. Wukong just stands there in the middle of the town. Wukong thinking, Errol, I can't do it, I can't remember. The warp talisman begins to glow. The war talisman creates a massive flash of light which turns into a vision. Begin vision. Wukong scared, but I don't know where to go. Who will teach me how to fight? Outside the grown-ups in my team, who else is there? Who? And I know who there still is one possible teacher for you, Wukong. His name is Tao. End vision. Cut to EXT Ninja Blood Wars 8 Random Town Store Day. Wukong, excuse me miss, I am looking for a great warrior. The only thing that I know is that his name is Tao. Store cashier, I don't know anything about a warrior by that name. Wukong, one more thing, could you please tell me the situation involving the Horned King? Store cashier, a bit frightened. You listen to me right now, a boy your age shouldn't be messing around with scum like him. He and his minions have been tearing up and conquering and tearing this world apart piece by piece ever since those 5 ninjas died 4 years ago. Wukong thinking, damn it, so the situation has gotten this bad. Store cashier, hey. Wait, don't think that you're going to go and try to stop the Horned King in some kind of head-to-head, one-on-one fist fight. Wukong to store cashier, well, I'm going to kill him. In fact, I'm going to kill him in the exact same way that you just described. Because the truth is that my father was the leader of the 5 ninjas who died 4 years ago when the Horned King won, and so was my mother, so killing him is something that's very personal to me. That rotten piece of trash left me an orphan, and I'm gonna see to it personally that he gets what he deserves. Store cashier, well then good luck, but don't try to fight the Horned King without training. Wukong, trust me, I won't. Cut to EXT Ninja Blood Wars 8 Random Town Restaurant Day. Wukong, excuse me sir, I'm looking for a great warrior named Tao. Restrained cashier, and why are you looking for this unnamed warrior? Wukong, because I need him to train me, so that I can go and kill the Horned King. And don't try the whole looking for my parents thing, because that won't work. Restrained cashier, and why's that? Wukong livid, because that asswipe known as the Horned King killed him 4 years ago. Restrained cashier, oh I get it, you're an avenger, feel free to ask the customers, but don't mention why you want to train. Wukong, sure. Wukong walks up to as many people as he can in the restraint to ask for information. Angle an unnamed woman. A named woman, I don't know about any warrior whose name is Tao, but I did overheard that you're an orphan. Angle on Wukong. Wukong to a named woman, how much did you overhear? Angle on a named woman. A named woman, just that. Why don't you give up searching for this mysterious warrior and come home with me? My husband and I don't have any children right now, so we would be more than happy to adopt you. Angle on Wukong. Wukong, no, but thank you for the offer. Angle on elderly citizen. Elderly citizen, yet I know who you're looking for. Tao Xuangang, boy, oh boy, I haven't heard that name in years. Angle on Wukong. Wukong, elderly citizen, well, do you know where I can find him? Angle on elderly citizen. Elderly citizen scratching his beard, well, Tao Xuangang is a pretty famous man. Last I heard that after Ninja Vengeance Chronicles 3, Tao Xuangang took residence in a cave at the top of Mount Sayuki. Angle on Wukong. Wukong to elderly citizen, thank you sir. Angle on elderly citizen. Elderly citizen, oh it's no problem. Wukong exits the restraint. Fade out. Cut to EXT Mount Sayuki Day. Wukong, well my journey awaits me. Man, is this going to take a very long time. EXT Mount Sayuki Mountain Top Day. Wukong, that took forever, I have to take a break. Wukong lies down and accidentally falls asleep. EXT Mount Sayuki Mountain Top Night. Wukong, well, my journey awaits me. Man, is this going to take a very long time? Wukong hears his stomach rumble. Wukong, my stomach, I'm so hungry, I haven't had a meal since breakfast. Wukong sniffs the air. Wukong cheeseburger. Wukong looks around and sees a cheeseburger and a note symbol for the protagonists of the Ninja Blood Wars on it. Wukong, thinking that was my parents' symbol. Wukong runs over to the cheeseburger and eats it. Wukong, thinking, I know that I shouldn't get my hopes up, but what if my mom, dad, and the rest of the team are somehow still alive? After finishing off, Wukong runs, reads the note. Getting the note in his head, hey kid, you're not at the top of the mountain yet, but I'm so impressed that you managed to make it this far all by yourself, so here's some instructions. Mount Sayuki has 3 caves numbered each one. For you, the cave 1 contains everything that you will need for your quest, and Tao Xuangang should be in either cave 2 or cave 3. P.S. You should probably wait a little before continuing your quest. Wukong, thinking, whoever wrote this note and got me the cheeseburger that I had for dinner didn't leave his name, but thank you, whoever you are. Cut to INT Mount Sayuki Cave 1 night _2 hours later. Wukong looks around the inside of the cave and finds an arsenal of ninja weapons and a second note. Wukong, thinking, wow, these are the same kind of weapons that my parents' team used. Wukong arms himself with ninja weapons from the arsenal inside of cave number 1 and reads the note. Wukong, reading the note in his head, so you found the arsenal that I left for you. Arsenal inside of Tao Xuangang either lives in either cave 2 or cave 3. You will either find him or find a fight depending on what cave that you picked. Wukong, thinking, and whoever this guy is still didn't leave his name. Wukong runs to the entrance to cave number 1. Wukong, thinking, I should probably check all of the caves in order. Wukong runs out of cave number 1. Cut to INT Mount Sayuki Cave 2 night. Wukong looks around the inside of the cave just to see a horse standing there. Wukong to Ying Chao Shep, and the note said that there would be a fight waiting for me if I didn't find Tao Xuangang, so are you my opponent? Ying Chao to Wukong, yes I am. Wukong to Ying Chao Shep, and whoa, holy crap, you can talk. Ying Chao to Wukong, as you can see, I'm not your average horse, and I definitely not your average talking horse either, so if you want to get to Tao Xuangang, you're going to have to get through me. Wukong pulls out a ninja sword. Wukong to Ying Chao Shep, and fine by me, but if you don't yield eventually, don't get pissed when I send you to the glue factory. Ying Chao Shep and dashes straight at Wukong. Wukong pulls out a smoke bomb and throws at the ground. Ying Chao to Wukong, it'll take more than this to stop me. The smoke clears and Wukong is nowhere in sight. Wukong is standing right behind Ying Chao Shep, ready to attack. Wukong hurls a number of at shuriken Ying Chao Shep. Wukong to Ying Chao Shep, and Allele 12 settles horse skin coats and of course glue. Ying Chao Shep jumps directly into the air, avoiding the shuriken. Wukong to Ying Chao Shep, ready to give up. Ying Chao to Wukong, not on your life, boy, I roasted demons alive who were far stronger than you. Wukong pulls out another smoked bomb. Wukong to Ying Chao Shep, and we'll see who roasts who. Wukong throws his second smoke bomb. Show the fight through Ying Chao Shapan's point of view. Ying Chao to Wukong, not on your life, boy. I roasted demons alive who were far stronger than you. The smoke clears and once again Wukong is nowhere in sight. Ying Chao Shapan looks around the room searching for Wukong but doesn't see him anywhere. Ying Chao Shapan suddenly feels two separate blades pierce the flesh on his back. Ying Chao is screaming in pain at. Stop, show the fight through Ying Chao Shapan's point of view. Wukong had stabbed Ying Chao Shapan in back using two kunai knives. Wukong to Ying Chao Shapan, yeah, no, these kunai are way better than any settle. You ready to give up now, or am I going to have to send you to the glue factory? Xingji Long Shangi to Wukong, I'm not going to any glue factory, but since I can't beat you in my horse form. Wukong thinking seriously, this animal can transform. Ying Chao Shapan transforms into Shenkolong Shangda. Xingji Long Shangi to Wukong, then I just have to roast you alive in my dragon form. Wukong thinking, crap. This isn't good. My best chance to live through all of this is to stay on his back. Shenkolong Shangda up straight towards the roof of Cave 2. Xingji Long Shangi to Wukong, let's see you handle this. Shenkolong Shangda is about to crash into the roof of Cave 2. Wukong grabs a hold of kunai knife that's lodged inside the right side of Shenkolong Shangda's body. Wukong uses it to slide down Shenkolong Shangda's body as he slams directly into the roof of Cave 2. Wukong, you really should yield now. I almost cut you in half. If I had a second chance, you would be lying in the ground as two separate pieces. Xingji Long Shangi, pretty big talk coming from such a little runt. Do you even know that I could insensate you with one whiff of my fire breath? Wukong, yet I know. If your fire breath's so hot, then let's see you back up your threat. Wukong runs out of Cave 2. EXD Mount Sayuki Night. Shenkolong Shangda flies out of Cave 2. Xingji Long Shangi to Wukong, okay boy, you've had your fun, but this is where our fight ends. Wukong dashes to the left. Xingji Long Shangi to Wukong, yes, that's it, just run into your blazing demise. Wukong thinking, fight's not over yet. Wukong pulls out his last smoked bomb. Shenkolong Shangda's breaths a sea of flames at Wukong. Wukong throws his last smoked bomb. Showing a half-burned Mount Sayuki and no Wukong in sight. Wukong lands on Shenkolong Shangda's back and holds two ninja swords up to Shenkolong Shangda's neck. Wukong to Xingji Long Shangi, give up now. Jikiko Ryukami to Wukong, I would never surrender to a lowly demon such as you. Wukong, really? Because I hold your life in my hands. Jikiko Ryukami, you're only bluffing. Wukong, try me. I'm too high on your back for you to reach me. You could try to get me off by flying about 50 stories into space. But I've got an ironclad grip on these two swords, and if you did that, my swords would instantly cut your head off. You could try crushing me by slamming directly into the cave roof again. But if you did that, I'd just cut your head off instantly. Not to mention that I'm behind you, so your fire breath and all of your other powers are off limits. So what do you say? Jikiko Ryukami, you little. Wukong, say it. Xingji Long Shangi, you win. Wukong pulls the ninja swords away from Shenkolong Shangda's neck and then jumps off of Shenkolong Shangda's back. Shenkolong Shangda then flies off into the night sky. Wukong thinking 1K left, then my real training begins. Cut to INT Mount Sayuki Cave 3 night. Wukong sees that Cave 3 is empty. Wukong livid, what, that rotten old bastard lied to me. Wukong sees a shadow in a small reflection of moonlight and runs outside. EXT Mount Sayuki night. Wukong encounters elderly citizen. Elderly citizen, you must meet Wukong. Wukong livid, and you're officially dead. Wukong pulls out one of the ninja swords and dashes at elderly citizen. Wukong is only a second from impaling elderly citizen with his ninja sword. Elderly citizen disappears. Wukong livid, what? Show having elderly citizen gotten at least 12 feet away from Wukong's blade. Elderly citizen. You're wrong, I did not lie to you. The word on the streets is that you've been looking for me. Wukong surprised, wait. You're Tao Xuangang, the hero of ninja battles and one of the current leaders of the Harry. Wukong, oh, I get it now. You gave me those weapons and pitted me against that talking dragon horse thing to test me. Tao, and you passed with flying colors. Wukong, so will you train me so I can kill the Horn King and avenge the death of my parents and their team? Tao, yes. Fade out. Cut to INT Dragon Fantasy 5 Neutral Town Court Day. Neutral Town soldiers drag Joe Buster, Duke Dashing, Rex Sibber, Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi Asaline and Samsi Tujin into the courtroom, kicking and screaming. Neutral Town Judge Court is now in session. The citizens of this town versus the protagonists of the Dragon Fantasy games. How do the defendants plead? A named lawyer, Your Honor, my clients are innocent after that slugfest yesterday at the local inn. My clients here were slandered and they don't deserve such treatment. A named prosecutor, objection. I have been recently given new evidence confirming that these 5 delinquents and this one tramp are guilty as all hell. The unnamed prosecutor pulls out the tape that Wukong had gave to one of the Neutral Town soldiers. A named lawyer, you're not seriously not going to play the tape that most likely doesn't have anything on it but scary movies and Saturda. Neutral Town judge, play the tape. The unnamed prosecutor turns the court's TV on, puts the tape into the courtroom's VCR and presses the play button. Angle on the _court_rooms_TV. The courtroom shows Joe Buster, Duke Dashing, Rex Sibber, Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi Asaline and Samsi Tujin opening the chest at the inn and stealing all of the money inside. A named prosecutor, Your Honor, I don't think that anything needs to be addressed. As you can clearly see, these 3 boys, 2 girls and 1 woman are obviously guilty, and I don't think that I need to make any further statements. A named lawyer, Your Honor, my client's video game heroes and Neutral Town judge overruled. Joe Buster, Duke Dashing, Rex Sibber, Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi Asaline, Samsi Tujin, I hereby sentence you to 5 years in this town's local prison. Court adjourned. Fade out. Cut to EXT Ninja Blood Wars 8 Mountains 3 weeks later day. Wukong and Tao Xuangang are dashing up a mountain. Tao thinking it's been 3 months since I began training Wukong, and already he's become stronger than I could have imagined. Wukong dashes up and above Tao Xuangang. Tao thinking, well, since Wukong has just moved a pretty good distance ahead of me and already mastered the art of mediation, I think that it's time that I taught him some techniques. INT Ninja Blood Wars 8 He is Shayantang Temple Day. Okay, Wukong. Since you've mastered the art of meditation, it's about time that I taught you some real combat moves. Wukong, cool. What am I going to learn first? Tao, the first one that I'm going to teach you is how to summon a Qindown. Wukong, the Qindown technique, awesome. My mom and dad used to use that technique as a form of travel all the time, before they were killed. Tao, I know well. First you get in a state of meditation without while stand-up, walking, running or falling. That's when this technique comes in handy. Focus your Kai into one on your hands and envision a spinning cloud that manifests and takes on the form of a real cloud, and your Kai should produce a Qindown. Wukong closes his eyes. Wukong goes into a meditative state and aims his right arm forward, focusing his Kai directly into it. Wukong thinking, okay, imagine a spinning cloud that will take on the form of a real cloud. Show a white cloud spinning and turning into a real cloud in front of a black background. Wukong stands there and a Qindown manifests out of thin air. Show _things _Thor Wukong's _point _of _view. Tao, you did it. Wukong opens his eyes and sees the Qindown that he summoned. Stop showing _things _Thor Wukong's _point _of _view. Wukong, wow, this is amazing. I haven't rode on one of these since I was 2. Wukong jumps onto the Qindown that he created. Wukong to Tao, hope you don't mind the break, because I'm taking this baby for a ride around the temple. Tao to Wukong, sure, why not, I could use a break too. Wukong flies around the Shadowhero90 temple on the Qindown that he just created. Tao watches as Wukong fly off. Tao thinking, oh, does this ever take me back? Begin flashback. Long Li, yes. I did it. I've finally mastered the Qindown technique. I'm defiantly going to be team leader when our training here is done. Li Juan jumps into Qindown that he just created. Li Juan to Long Li, hey big boy, why don't ya give me a kiss on that thing? Ziheo, that's absurd. If anyone should be team leader, it should be me. I'm the smartest out of the 5 of us. Long Li to Ziheo, brains aren't everything, egghead. If you're so smart, why don't you use your brain to find a way to say it to my face? Long Li flies into the air. Long Li to Ziheo, all the way up here. Ziheo to Tao Sensei, Tao. Please tell that muscle-heated windbag that brains are always better than brawn. Tao to Ziheo, well, why don't you master the Qindown technique and tell him yourself? Long Li flies down, oh, his Qindown, picks up Li Juan and kisses her. End flashback. Show Tao just standing there. Tao thinking, Long Li, Li Juan, if you could only see your son now, you'd be so proud of how fast he's progressing. Your deaths really gave him motivation to kill the Roan King and avenge your deaths. He really misses the 2 of you. Wukong flies down. Wukong Sensei, Tao, what techniques are you going to teach me next? Tao, well, normally nor would any of the other elders at the Shadowhero90 temple teach any student any more techniques until you've reached a much higher level than you're at now, but since you mastered the Qindown technique on your first try, I think that I can take your training up a notch and teach you the Sankai Guangsh attack. Cut to INT Dragon Fantasy 5 Neutral Town Prison Day. Rex Cyber Powers busts out of his cell, triggering the prison's alarm. Joe Buster, it's time. Rex Saber, for once, Joe, I completely agree with you. Now come on, I've only got 65% of my overall power left. Joe Buster, I hate relying on anyone other than myself, but just this one time I totally trust you, Burrow. Rex Saber, fine, let's just hurry up, Free Duke, Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi and Samsy, so we can blow this bop stand. Rex Saber opens a panel of his arm and pulls out a wire and puts it into a hole in Joe Buster's cybernetic arm. Joe Buster, thinking, I really hope that this doesn't backfire. I'd lose the ability to fire energy and they've already confiscated my sword. Rex Saber, thinking, I've got to make this count, because if I don't I'll lose all of my auxiliary power and I only have enough left to last for next 65 minutes. Neutral Town prison guards enter. Joe Buster, change of plans? Rex Saber, change of plans. Joe Buster aims his cybernetic arm at the Neutral Town guards. Joe Buster fires a massive ball of energy at the Neutral Town prison guards. Random guard, everybody down. We all saw what he did at the inn. The Neutral Town prison guards dive down, dodging the ball of energy. Rex Saber punches the floor, making a hole in it that he and Joe Buster fall through. Int. Dragon Fantasy 5, Neutral Town, Prison, Woman's Corridor, Day. Rex Saber, okay, now why don't we find Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi, and Samsy, then we can break up Duke. Joe Buster, whatever foots your boat, circuit brain. Show Fifi locked in her cell. Fifi, Rex, Joe, over here, Grand Scar Sons. Fifi waves at Joe Buster and Rex Saber. Angle 'em, Fifi. Joe Buster, Rex, it's Fifi. We both know what you have to do. Rex Saber, let's do it quick, I don't want to run out of power. Joe Buster and Rex Saber run up to Fifi's cell. Fifi flirting, oh, if it isn't my two-knight in shining armor here to save me. Joe Buster, you know what you got to do, Gollum. Rex Saber, if we weren't in a prison I'd kick your ass for calling me that. Rex Saber tears the bars off of Fifi's cell and she walks out. Rex Saber, Fifi, where are Princess Cherry Apple and Samsy? Fifi, I will lead you to where our jailers are holding the Infant Gate and the Putin. Random guard over the intercom, attention all available guards, prisoners 24,036 and 23,849 have escaped and have broken into women's cell block 2. Show Princess Cherry Apple locked in her cell. Angle on Princess Cherry _Apple. Princess Cherry Apple screaming, while waving at Rex Saber and Joe Buster over yonder. Beautiful princess in need of rescue. Joe Buster and Rex Saber run up to Princess Cherry Apple's cell. Rex Saber, don't worry, Princess, I'll have you out of that cell in a jiff. Princess Cherry Apple, floating my hero. Rex Saber to Joe Buster, I'm down to 34%. Joe, I need you to use that cyborg arm of yours to get me back to 80%. Joe Buster, thinking, okay, but think that I'm going to do this a second time. Rex Saber to Joe Buster, you're a real asswipe, you know that. Show Rex Saber's wrist screen. Rex Saber's wrist screen reads 29%. Angle of Rex Saber's wrist screen. Joe Buster transfers a lot of the power in his cyborg arm into Rex Saber's body. Rex Saber's wrist screen now reads 80%. Rex Saber tears the bars off of Princess Cherry Apple's cell. Princess Cherry Apple, overacting, fine, thou had rescued me from my prison, how can I ever repay you? Rex Saber, by telling us where Samsy is. Princess Cherry Apple, she be in the warden's office, Imprisoned in a bottle. INT Dragon Fantasy 5 Neutral Town Prison Warden's Office Day. Joe Buster, Rex Sibber, Fifi and Princess Cherry Apple break into the warden's office. Warden what? Joe Buster and Rex Sibber run up to the warden. Warden, now see here. Joe Buster, see you in hell. Joe Buster punches the warden right in the face. The warden falls to the ground, losing consciousness and passes out on the floor of his own office. Joe Buster, Rex Sibber, Fifi and Princess Cherry Apple tear the warden's office apart, searching for the bottle that Samsy is imprisoned in. Joe Buster finds the bottle that Samsy is imprisoned in. Joe Buster, hey, I found it. Joe Buster opens the bottle that Samsy is imprisoned in, freeing her. Samsy appears as a giant cloud of smoke. Joe Buster punches the warden in the stomach. Samsy in a flirtatious manner, my hero. You ready for your 3 wishes? Samsy in a seductive tone, here's a totally red suggestion, why not wish for a date with yours truly? Joe Buster, I wish I had my sword back. Samsy, your wish is like totally my command. Samsy appears Joe Buster's guillotine sword appear out of nowhere. Rex Sibber activates the energy modem right his arm sword. Rex Sibber sneaks behind Joe Buster, wraps his left arm around Joe's waist and puts right his arm sword up against Joe Buster's neck. Rex Sibber, okay, wish everyone who was locked up in this hellhole directly to Arcade Village, or so help me I'll take your goddamn head off. Joe Buster to Rex Sibber, fine, you win. Joe Buster to Samsy, okay Samsy, I wish that every inmate in this prison was suddenly in Arcade Village for no specific reason. Flash of light occurs. The Dragon Fantasy protagonists appear in Arcade Village. Samsy, your wish is like totally my command. Rex Sibber, last wish everyone in our party is the way they were 3 months ago. Joe Buster to Samsy, and that's my last wish. Samsy, I wish that everyone in our party was the way that they were 3 months ago. Samsy, as you wish, master. Another flash of light occurs. EXT Dragon Fantasy 5 Arcade Town Day. Samsy's magic repaired Rex Sibber, gave Duke Dashing his sword back, and gave Princess Cherry Apple her magic wand back. Joe Buster, okay, now back to continuing the events of Dragon Fantasy 5 or Fifi, no, we must try to find Wukong first. Princess Cherry Apple, I agree, Wukong is part of our party and was like a son to me. Samsy, sorry boys, but this time I'll totally agree with the old maid and the spoiled uptight brat. If Wukong was willing to betray us, he must have had a good reason. Fifi, angry old maid? Princess Cherry Apple, angry spoiled uptight brat. While Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi and Samsy are arguing, Joe Buster, Duke Dashing and Rex Sibber prepare to have a little discussion. Rex Sibber, the ladies aren't going to let the events of Dragon Fantasy 5 continue without Wukong being present, so why don't we agree to find their son? Duke Dashing, we kill him. Joe Buster, oh, I'm on the same page as both of you guys, and after we kill that little backstabbing son of a bitch, we frame King Black and Sword for Wukong's murder. Joe Buster to Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi and Samsy, hey babes. The 3 of us have been thinking and we couldn't agree more, we need Wukong. Duke Dashing to Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi and Samsy, yes, our game is just not Dragon Fantasy without him. Rex Sibber to Princess Cherry Apple, Fifi and Samzy. The truth is that I really liked the kid and that, if I had succeeded before the events of Dragon Fantasy 1, I would have definitely raised Wukong to be the prince of the Rex Black and Sword Empire. Fifi, good, now why don't we get started on finding a Betty Garkin so we can get back to battling the evil King Black and Sword in the events of Dragon Fantasy 5. Fifi, looking at Samzy, and just for the record, Wukong identifies me as his mother more than this cheap tramp. Samzy, angry cheap tramp? Princess Cherry Apple, thinking I'm off to find my little boy. Fade out. Cut to EXT Ninja Blood Wars 8 Mountains Day. Tao pointing at a bunch of rocks. Okay Wukong, I've taught everything that you would need to know. Now destroy these rocks with the Sankai Kai GUANGSH technique. Angle on Wukong's right hand. Wukong's right hand begins to glow and is covered with white kai. Wukong Ruokaget. Wukong screaming at. Wukong fires 3 energy beams out of his glowing right hand. The 3 energy beams blow up 3 of the biggest rocks. Tao thinking, amazing, simply amazing. We've only been at this about 4 hours and he can already use the Sankai Kai GUANGSH technique. Tao Wukong. I think that's enough for now. We should get back to the Hisa Shiantong Temple. INT Ninja Blood Wars 8 Hisa Shiantong Temple Dining Hall Day. All of the students and teachers are eating dinner. Zubeiji Yezu walks up to where Wukong and Tao are eating. Zubeiji, Elder Tao, I was wondering where you've been these past few weeks and I haven't seen you in so long. Zubeiji Yezu notices Wukong. Zubeiji, whoa Elder Tao, that boy sitting there with you, is he the one? Tao, yes Wukong, let me introduce you to Zubeiji, one of our finest students. Wukong, nice to meet you. Tao, sit down and join us. Wukong, we're just enjoying some sesame chicken and lo mein. Zubeiji, sure. Wukong, Tao and Zubeiji Yezu are eating dinner. Zubeiji to Wukong, I knew we'd meet eventually, but I never thought I'd be so soon. Wukong, I don't understand. Zubeiji, I mean you're the son of Long Wei and Li Junkong form the Ninja Blood Wars series. So how long until you take your revenge on the Horned King? Wukong, in Ninja Blood Wars 8, which is happening now. Zubeiji screaming and completely freaked out. What? You can't do that now, you're not any older than I am. Tao, actually Wukong has already mastered both the Kindown technique and the Sankai Kai GUANGSH. Zubeiji, wow. And is it true that you beat Jikiko Ryukami in a one-on fight, or is that just a rumor like everybody is saying? Wukong, it's not a rumor. Zubeiji to Wukong, so you really did force Ying Xiaoshapan's dragon form to submit. Wukong, I'm driven by a powerful force. Tao, the Horned King has grown in power since in the last 4 years. Wukong, you'll have to train hard, and I have the ultimate training regimen in mind, one that I usually wouldn't give to a student who's only been training under me for the last 3 weeks, but that can wait until tomorrow. Let's just focus on eating for now. Wukong agreed. Zubeiji, I second that motion. Cut to INT Ninja Blood Wars 8 Hisa Shiantong Temple Day. Wukong and Tao are standing right in front of a door. Angle on the circle made from time glitch seals. Tao, Wukong, the Horned King will be a powerful opponent. I still have a lot more to teach you before you go into his territory and try to kill him. So here is the next phase of your training. Tao gives the Dyuesh Quanla to Wukong. Wukong, what is this? Tao, it's the Dyuesh Quanla. Wukong, the headband that restrains power. Oh, I get it. Wukong voiceover, every time that I win a fight I gain experience points. Show a 2D image of Wukong standing right next to a defeated ninja. The headband that restrains power. Oh, I get it. Wukong voiceover, but if I'm wearing the Dyuesh Quanla it will probably reduce experience points. How much experience points that I gain? Make the words Wukong wins appear on screen. Make the words Wukong gains 60 XP appear on the screen. Wukong voiceover, until I take it off. Show a 2D image of Wukong facing off against the Horned King. The headband that restrains power. Oh, I get it. Wukong voiceover, which would be when I would need them the most, resulting in an instant level up. Play an animation of Wukong taking the Dyuesh Quanla off and then killing the Horned King with an energy blast. Tao voiceover exactly. Make the words Wukong wins along with the words level up appear on screen. Go back to the film's 3D style. Wukong putting on the Tao Dyuesh Quanla. So what's this ultimate training regimen? Can't wait to get started. Tao opens the door. Tao, in here now. I'll explain how this training works. Wukong and Tao enter the room. He's Xiantang Temple Time Glitch Room Day. Tao holds up a time glitch seal. Tao, this is a time glitch seal. They prevent the only form of glitches from affecting the events of any games that occur on this planet. Wukong, so my training is going to be to gather time glitch seals. Did you scatter them and I need to go find them? Are there any guardians protecting them that I have to fight to the death to obtain them? Tao, you could say that. Show a bunch of time glitch seals arranged in the form of a circle. Angle them the underscore circle made underscore out underscore of underscore time glitch seals. Tao points to the time glitch seals that were arranged in the form of a circle. Tao, just stand right there and I'll explain how the time glitch training works. Wukong walks inside of the circle formed by time glitch seals. Tao to Wukong, lesson, I can't be with you to give you any instructions when the training begins, but I can give you a few tips. 1. Once this training begins, the only thing that you'll have formed the previous month will be the Dyuesh Quanla, so think on your feet. You'll have to rely on whatever skills you had a month ago. And 2. Since this all of the 4 timelines that you'll be going to will be simply illusions in your head, they won't be real, so don't let anything rattle you. Wukong, none of the events of the training are real and my skills are limited. So how do we begin? Tao, just sit down and meditate. The time glitch seals will do the rest. Wukong sits down and meditates. The time glitch seals start to produce the orchid-colored electricity. A massive flash of light occurs. Fade out. Cut to Dragon Fantasy 5 Cherry Fall Castle Darkness _ Day. Begin showing things through Wukong's point of view. Princess Cherry Apple hee hee tee hee. Wukong opens his eyes. Dragon Fantasy 5 Cherry Fall Castle Wu _Kongs _room _day. Princess Cherry Apple to Wukong, happy birthday my special little boy. Wukong, hun? Wukong thinking, wait. None of this is supposed to be real, so I'd best play along. Wukong to Princess Cherry Apple, I guess that I just forgot that it was my birthday. Princess Cherry Apple, oh, I have so much planned. I got the gifts. I invited thy friends and I even invited that cranky maid and the bad influence. Wukong thinking friends. Since when have I ever been friends with those three jerks? All they ever did was me like a sidekick and know that I existed, but I'll just have to play along for now. Princess Cherry Apple picks Wukong up. Princess Cherry Apple, oh, do we ever have a big day planned? Wukong thinking, why don't I like where this is going? Cut to INT Dragon Fantasy 5 Cherry Fall Castle Day. Wukong's birthday party is underway with all of the Dragon Fantasy protagonists being present. Princess Cherry Apple, Samsy and Fifi all singing at once happy birthday to you. Wukong just sits there. Princess Cherry Apple, okay Wukong, blow out your candles and make a wish. Fifi, yes, blow them out. Samsy like, come on dude, blow out those candles and make your birthday wish. Wukong thinking, I wish that I could move on to the next part of my training. Wukong blows out the candles on the birthday cake. Princess Cherry Apple walks up to Wukong holding a box. Princess Cherry Apple, okay, present time. Princess Cherry Apple giving Wukong the box, oh Wukong, open this one up first, I know it's the best. Just look at how shiny and well wrapped it is. Wukong opens the box. Samsy thinking that like only because she fixed things so that when it was like totally time for Wukong's 6th birthday she'd have custody of him. Fifi thinking and a little frightened, I wouldn't put it past that spoiled brat to lie to me and that she need to make sure that she was the one who give him the toy that he wanted and the two of us give him gifts that he wouldn't really like. Wukong opens, reaches inside of the box and pulls out a card. Samsy thinking, a card? I like totally knew that little Miss Uptight could never top me. Fifi thinking it's just a simple card? Then that means that Wukong might want to live with me and be a good little boy instead of risking his life by being part of the greedy aristocracy. The card reads, Princess Cherry Apple waves her wand. You get one wish. Princess Cherry Apple to Wukong, just say it and it shall be yours, anything in the whole wide world. Samsy, you think you're so great, you out of date one, Abe. I could top that easily. I could grant Wukong 3 wishes, and unlike you playing fairy godmother, I really could give him king of the world. And even if you could do that, you'd just you'd just lie and tell him that you can't. A grim smirk comes across Wukong's face, but nobody notices. Wukong, okay, I'm ready to make my wish. Princess Cherry Apple waves her magic wand. Princess Cherry Apple, okay, speak thy wish. Wukong, I wish that I was in the location where my real biological parents who match my DNA perfectly were 4.5 years ago. Wukong disappears in a flash of light. EXT Ninja Blood Wars 7 Day. Wukong appears right in front of Longwei and Lijuan Kong. Wukong to Longwei and Lijuan. Longwei, Lijuan, this might sound crazy, but I am from the future and I have something important to tell you. Longwei, my wife and I are lessening young Hisa Shiantong warriors. So what did you come here from the future to tell us? Wukong, both of you have to go and find Tao Xuangang, train and learn any teleportation technique possible. You've got to believe me, because if you don't, most of your team will die during the events of Ninja Blood Wars 8. I know that you have a son, please do it for him. Lijuan to Wukong, don't worry, we will. Longwei to Wukong, hey kid. You never told us your name? Wukong de long way, oh my name's Wukong. Lijuan almost crying so you're Wukong to Lijuan yep. Wukong's the Hisashai and Dongji changes into a ninja robes. Wukong disappears.